Chapter 1. It was snowing outside. A queen sat at a window. She was sewing. She pricked her finger with the needle. Red blood fell on the cloth. She wanted to have a child as white as snow. Soon she had a little daughter. The little daughter was as white as snow. But when the little daughter was born, the queen died. Chapter 2. 1 year later, the king got married again. The new queen was a beautiful woman, but her heart was not beautiful. She had a great magic mirror. She looked in the mirror and said, "Who is the most beautiful woman in the world?" The magic mirror answered, "It is you, my queen." She was happy. When Snow White was 17 years old, she became more beautiful than the queen. One day, the queen asked the mirror, "Who is the most beautiful woman in the world?" The magic mirror answered, "It is not you, my queen." The queen was very upset. The queen hated Snow White. The queen called a hunter. She said to him, "Kill Snow White." The hunter took out his knife and tried to kill Snow White. She began to cry and said, "Please don't kill me." The hunter didn't kill Snow White and said, "Run away." But he thought, "The beasts will eat her." Then a little bear came to the hunter. He killed the bear instead of Snow White. Chapter 3. Snow White ran away into the woods. Now she was alone in the woods. When the night came, Snow White began to cry. She felt terrible. Finally, she fell asleep under a tree. The morning came. The birds sang a song. Snow White woke up too. She looked around and found a path. She walked along the path. Snow White found a house. It was a very small house. She pushed the door open. Everything in the house was small. There were 7 small spoons and small forks on a table. Chapter 4. Snow White was so hungry and thirsty. She ate some bread and drank juice. She was so tired. She lay down on one of the beds. She went to sleep. When it was evening, the owners of the house came back. They were the 7 dwarfs who worked in the mountains. The 7 dwarfs found out that someone had touched their things. Then the first dwarf looked around and said, "Someone used my bed." The 7th dwarf looked at his bed and said, "Someone is lying on my bed." He called the other dwarfs and they gathered around the bed. They cried out, "What a lovely young lady!" They did not wake her up. The next morning, the dwarfs heard Snow White's sad story. Then One of them said, "Stay here with us." The dwarfs said, "You can live here. Don't worry about the queen. We will take care of you." The next morning, the dwarfs went to work. They told her not to open the door for people. Chapter 5. At the same time, the hunter returned to the queen. He told the queen that Snow White was dead. The queen was so happy. She went to the magic mirror, but the magic mirror said, "Snow White is the most beautiful woman." The queen was so angry. She went crazy. The queen changed herself to look like an old woman. She went to the woods. She found the house. The old woman knocked on the door. "Who's there?" said Snow White. "I'm an old woman selling apples." "I don't need any apples, thank you," Snow White said. "But they are beautiful and juicy apples," said the woman. "I cannot open the door to anyone," said Snow White. "Good girl," the woman said. "I will give you an apple as a gift." Snow White opened the door just a little to take the apple. She took a bite of the apple. She fell to the ground. The queen left quickly, but she fell into a swamp. No one heard her. She disappeared. Chapter 6. Suddenly, the weather turned bad. The dwarves worried about Snow White. They ran to the house. They ran fast. The dwarves found Snow White. She did not wake up. They cried and cried. They laid her on a rose flower bed. They took her into the woods. They went to see her every day. One night, a young man came to the woods. The young man was a prince. He heard about Snow White. He said, "I will take her to my house. A doctor can help her." The prince saw her. He said, "She is so pretty. I want to kiss her." He kissed Snow White. Snow White opened her eyes. She was alive. The prince loved Snow White. He married Snow White. The dwarves said goodbye to Snow White. Snow White lived in a big house. She was happy.